Well, finished cutting the wedge of Padauk out for the center, and gluing up on that. I decided to go with a little edge of walnut around the Padauk. So anyway, we'll undo it up here and see what we got. And there we go. It's a little hard to tell in the picture, but you can see how it tapers down. So, and a little hard to see there, but I think you can see the little strips of walnut in there too. So this should work out pretty good for the neck through. And clean it up and start on the next part. So I've showed this technique on my 2021 red edge power build, and what it is, just have the fan set this upside down. Now, normally I run the neck blank through there while it's still square. This one, of course, is tapered. So what I did was I put a piece of plywood on the back, screwed it in, and lined it up with the center line so that I could measure it from the end and go back and forth, and it's right down the middle. Now I have to put out the stuff for the opening for the access to the truss rod and that sort of thing. So I made a jig, same as my fretboard shape, but now it goes all the way so that I can keep the same shape of that angle all the way through the neck. So now I'm going to route down the sides and get that taken care of, and we should have a nice shape for that whole thing. Should be ready to go. So changed to a top bearing bit because that other one wasn't tall enough to reach. Flip the piece over and finish it up. Pretty. Well, on to the next step. So, I'm doing a little different on this guitar. I think I mentioned in an earlier segment that I'm building this, the body, the size of the old 3/4 Ricks, they used to call them. Rickenbacker made 330s, 360, those kind of larger bodies. Smaller bodies, the one that John Lennon kind of made famous. They came in model 310, 15, 20, 25, where there were 2 pickups, no vibrato, 2 pickups, vibrato, 3 pickups, no vibrato, 3 pickups, vibrato. So the 325s were what, yeah, I'm not going to have a vibrato on it. But they were really short scaling, like 21 3/4 or something like that. So I'm making this with a smaller body, but I don't want quite that short of scale length. They now make a Model 350, which is kind of like what I'm modeling this after, is a smaller body, but like I don't know what it is, a 23 something, I don't remember, inch scale length. So I decided to go with 24 because the easiest thing to do to get 24 is take one that's cut for a 25 and a half. If you cut off the first fret, you end up with a scale length of 24.07, close enough to 24. And so it's going to be a 22 fret neck, so I'll end up cutting the first fret off and the last one off. And what I've done here is, I don't know if it'll show up in there very well, but I've marked this off. Since I'm doing something a little out of the normal, I don't want to be hacking this thing in the wrong place. So I counted off on a piece of paper all the frets, and you'll see I put a X on the first fret to know to cut that off. So hopefully won't have any real problems with this, and we'll see how it goes. Fretboard. It's ferro with a little bit of the sapwood and some spalting on it showing. I'm making a pretty fretboard. Well, gluing on the fretboard. I think if I had any more clamps, I wouldn't know where to put them, but I'm sure I could find a place. And we'll get this puppy on there, see if we can't proceed to the next steps. So there it is. My ferro fretboard glued onto the neck, and next thing will be trimming it. And then we'll start working on the back half here and get that lowered and get it ready for wings and a top.